Hey guys, I have a very special surprise for you today. Something many of you have been waiting months and perhaps years to see. My boyfriend is actually going to make a video with me. Come on in.
Hey guys, I'm Colton, Eric's current boyfriend, and I've been seeing Eric for about, just about 10 months now. And finally I grew the courage to show myself in one of his YouTube videos.
I was, just the other day I was asking Colton what I needed some topics to make a video about, and he had a really good idea.
Yeah, I told Eric, well, what do we do the most? And, well, when I first started dating him, we cuddled a lot. And I'm like, why don't you talk about cuddling? Because people say, oh, cuddle, that's what a guy and a girl do. No, cuddling is very powerful between anybody, and that is very special to us.
Yeah, when we, when we first got together, first kind of knew each other, we cuddled a lot, like he said. And it was the springtime, and it was cold outside, and we would sleep with the window open.
Yeah, we like to cuddle up tight, that's for sure.
Yeah, so our bodies, we would wrap around each other, and we still do that today. But we have a really good fit, our bodies.
Yeah, I call it the pretzel, personally, because we really get tangled up together. And personally, I think that's romantic and very sexy, first of all. Yeah. And Eric, he really enjoys it himself, too.
So every night when we go to bed, one of us usually holds another's. We take turns. Sometimes I'll hold him, or he'll hold me, and throughout the night sometimes we'll switch. And even if we don't hold each other, we usually are always touching in some way. Like our legs are wrapped around each other.
If we're watching a movie, we're touching each other. If we're sleeping, we're touching each other. Nap time, we're touching each other. It's really romantic how much body contact we have in common. And we based our first month of dating off of that. Is just cuddling.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, cuddling is a really cool thing, like he's saying.
It's very powerful, believe me. If you're not into cuddling, you should rethink it, because it's awesome. I love it.
So anything more you have to say about cuddling?
No, if you don't cuddle, I recommend it, because it can change anyone's bad attitude into a great attitude. Whenever I have a bad day at work, or Eric has a bad day, we'll just cuddle up on the couch for half an hour, 45 minutes, and it changes the whole day around. Yeah,
touching is a very powerful thing. Pretty cool idea might be to talk a little bit about the history of our relationship. And do you want to give that history?
Sure. Well, like I said before, we were seeing each other, still are, for about 10 months. And I tell you what, it's been rock solid, perfect. I can't even begin to explain it. It's perfect. When we first started talking, it was from an online site, and we just passed a few emails here and there, and we're a little interested, but I was working full-time and he was full-time school, and it just wasn't a good time to really hang out, so we kind of just stopped talking. And a few months later I bumped into him again, and I seen his profile and just sounded like a great guy. I'm like, you know what, I gotta meet this kid. It sounds great. It had everything I wanted, which for once was all true.
Yes, and let's tell them you'd seen me kind of before in the past.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to the college, and
my work is kind of near him.
His work is right next to me, and I used to go in there, and he never knew it, but
I didn't realize.
Kind of had a crush on him, and I didn't know that was the same guy. And when he sent me his picture, I'm like, oh my God, that's like kid. And maybe he was just pulling my leg or something. Then I went and met him in person, and I tell you what, it's been fantastic. And
yeah, I mean, Colton has been a really good boyfriend. He's very caring, which I think is something that's very important. And as I told you before, we have a lot in common, but we also have our differences. And
keep it interesting.
I mean, it supports. We support each other with our differences and our things in common. That's what you need for a healthy relationship.
Yeah. During summer, we took a vacation out to Yellowstone National Park, and I've never taken a trip with a boyfriend, and it was very special. Eric did a fabulous job of planning it, and he had a lot of adventures lined up for us.
Well, I have some experience because I've been abroad, of course, and actually, something we didn't talk about yet is that during our relationship, we had a kind of a 1-month break because, as you guys know, I went to Italy, and that was very hard for me. When I had to go to Italy, I cried because I knew I'd miss him a lot.
Yeah, it was tough. about a month and a half prior to him leaving, he mentioned a trip, and let me say, I kind of lost it there. I was really sad. I'm like, oh God, he's going to go over there. He's going to find somebody else.
Oh, of course not.
And I didn't know Eric at the time that well. And by the time he left, I had so much faith in him on coming back, and which he did. And he came right back to me, and we just left off where we,
I think it got stronger.
Yeah, it got stronger. And it really built up really, really nice after he came back. And it's still at top right now.
Yeah, when I was in Italy, I really realized how much I missed him and how much I cared for him and how much I valued
we stayed in contact, every day.
Every day.
Every day we messaged each other. And so it really wasn't a vacation between us, but it was a nice little break. Yeah, breaks are very healthy. I recommend them.
Yeah, I think you're pretty excited to make this video. I'm glad you're making the video.
Yeah. I was so nervous to come on here, and now the more that I talk now, it's great. Yeah. And but anyway, after he came back, of course, we were still going pretty steady, and I got my own place of my own. And before I had roommates, and it was just kind of awkward, but I got my own place, and I invited Eric to come live with me.
Because already he wanted me to sleep over every single night, and so essentially, I've lived with Colton for many, many months.
Mm-hmm. And now we just made it official. Why don't you just come stay with me? And which he did.
It's good. And we share half the rent and share.
It cuts the bills down.
So it's good for both of us in a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it worked out nice, and still we're living at the same place, and probably till after I graduate from college, we'll probably should get out of here and find a new place.
And so this has kind of just been our introduction, and I'm glad you're making videos. I've hoped you would make a video with me.
Yeah, we're kind of winging it at the moment. But yeah, it was just an intro, kind of showing me the ropes on YouTube. I would appreciate it if you guys send us some ideas or topics for future videos. I'm sure we will hit those up.
I really like to make more videos.
Yeah.
I know you guys are gonna like Colton and leave him nice comments. And you better leave him nice comments. Okay.
Yeah. So why don't we just go from there? And like I said, leave us some ideas, and we'll try and get back to you on those. So nice meeting you guys. Really looking forward to talking to you guys. And like I said, Eric's very special to me, and I am so thrilled on how his fans treat him.
Colton's very, very special to me too. And as I like to end, I like to say, hasta la vista, baby.